Hi, I'm Jane McCampbell-Stewart. I'm a licensed psychotherapist. I'm a certified EMDR therapist. I'm a certified coach, and I'm also a spiritual consultant. And today we are going to be talking about how do we pace our nervous systems when the news is bad. And when I'm talking about bad news, I'm talking about real life or death situations such as war breaking out where we live, or maybe where some of our relatives live, or an earthquake where we live or where our relatives live, or other things that are literally life and death, and we don't know where to put ourselves. Now, what happens in those situations is that we hear the news and then instantly we gear up in our nervous systems. We produce a whole bunch of adrenaline, and then we produce a bunch of cortisol that is there to try and calm our systems down. But with no way to immediately deploy it, we don't have to run anywhere, we don't have to fight against anything. Those hormones basically stay sitting in our systems, giving us that jacked up feeling for way too long. And often we then channel that into frantic information gathering, listening to the news, looking at everything in social media, which then just keeps us in that boiling point, which is exhausting for our nervous system. And just like with a marathon, you don't want to start out sprinting in your first mile because you will wear yourself out long before the end. With these kinds of situations, it's probably going to be quite a few days, may well be many months, and it might even be years that whatever is going on is going on. And we need to learn how to pace our nervous systems for the long haul so that we don't wear ourselves out, so that we can be of use to our relatives, to those who we love, and to the world as a whole. So I'm going to teach you how to do that today, particularly if you are in one of those situations where suddenly life has exploded and you're not sure what tomorrow is going to look like. So the first thing we want to do is to learn how to make a butterfly. So to do that, you're going to put your hands in front of you, palms facing you, cross them over, and then join your thumbs together. This is how we have the butterfly. We then bring the butterfly to our chest, and the motion is to tap alternatively on each side of the body to help bring our nervous systems, our heart rate, and our being down a little bit. As we go through this process, I invite you to repeat after me, inserting your own first name, middle name, and last name, and repeating the words that I say. And if they're not quite right for you, just use them as a guide and change them to what works for you. It's really helpful if we can reclaim our essence of self, of who we are, because it's just been flooded by everything that is going on in the world. And we need a little bit of separation of what's ours and what is everything out there in the cosmos, in the ether that we are reacting to. So in order to create that separation, we start by just saying our first name, our middle name, and our last name over and over. Let us begin. I am first name, middle name, last name. 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 And I am freaking out. I am freaking out because the news is bad. I am freaking out because I have no control. I am freaking out because these big events affect me, they affect my family, and they affect what the rest of my life is going to look like. And yet nobody asked me. I am freaking out. I deserve to be freaking out. The consequences are enormous. And I'm very, very afraid. I am first name, middle name, last name. And I am afraid. I am first name, middle name, last name. And I'm not sure that I can handle the level of grief that might be coming. I'm not sure that I can handle what might end up happening. And my nervous system is all jacked up. I am first name, middle name, last name. Trying to do the best I can. Trying to hold on to myself. Trying to do the best that I can for my people and for the world. And I know rationally that my freaking out won't make the slightest difference to what happens. I know rationally that checking my news feed is not going to make the slightest difference to what happens. I know rationally that every time I check a news station and see the images of what's going on, I re-traumatize my system. And that doesn't help me. It doesn't help my people. It doesn't help the world. I want to help me. I want to help my people. And I want to help the world. And I've decided to help me, to help my people, and to help the world by starting right here with my nervous system. I give my nervous system permission to settle down. I give my nervous system permission to pace for the long haul. I give my nervous system permission to be an agent to help soothe other people's nervous systems. And the more of us who soothe our nervous system, the more we can soothe the nervous system of the world. I am first name, middle name, last name. I am first name, middle name, last name. I am first name, middle name, last name. And I am here to soothe the nervous system of the world. I am first name, middle name, last name. I am first name, middle name, last name. I am first name, middle name, last name. And the energy of my heart is full of love. The energy of my heart is full of compassion. And I allow that energy of my heart to fill my space in a beautiful, big heart bubble. I allow the energy of my heart to make a beautiful heart bubble that I can expand. I can expand it out into the world. And I send it out from my heart space to surround those whom I love, those who I long to protect, and those whom I seek to support. And I can make my heart bubble as big as I need to make it. But I focus on sending the essence of my heart to surround and protect those where it is most needed. And I see my heart bubble surrounding those whom I love. And I see their nervous systems responding to the arrival of my heart bubble. And as my heart bubble soothes their nervous system, it allows them to create their own heart bubble. And so we change the energy of the situation and the energy of the world. Take a deep breath. Wiggle the body just a little bit. And notice how it has settled down. Thank you for joining me in this process.